Hey guys, Darren Miles Photography, based here in beautiful, sunny Southwest Florida. I'm going to call this video series 50-50. What does that mean? It means that the tip that I'm going to give you, 50% of the people probably know it, 50% of the people probably don't. And my target, of course, is the 50% that don't. So today is my first 50-50 tip. Check it out. So let's say you're out in the field and your client has decided that they want another picture of the front of the house at night. But it's kind of past that time when you can use your 30-second shutter speed for the photo to look any good, and you have to go longer on your shutter. Well, previously I thought my only real option that I had was something called bulb, because the maximum amount of shutter time that's allowable in a program mode, or programs allowable in a Nikon camera, is 30 seconds. But if you go to bulb, then you have the option of going really as long as you want, but it usually works in conjunction with the remote control. And you press the remote and the camera would start taking the picture, and then you would wait. Could be 5 seconds, could be an hour, it really didn't matter. Once you were done, you would press the remote control again, the camera would close the shutter and take the picture. If you don't have a remote control, the only option you have with bulb is to press and hold the shutter like this, and then you have to wait. And after 30 seconds or a minute, this starts to get a little bit tiring, and you're putting a variable amount of pressure on the shutter button. And that is invariably going to lead to camera shake, and ultimately you'll end up with a pretty crappy, kind of shaky, not so sharp picture. That's kind of a bummer. But there is one other option that I frankly wasn't aware of. And typically when you are a photographer, you get very comfortable understanding your camera and your settings in the genre of photography that you work in most of the time. I do a lot of real estate photography, so I'm very comfortable with most of the long exposure functions on my Nikon cameras, but I was not aware of this function that goes beyond bulb. It's called time. And what time does, it's kind of like bulb mode, but instead of having to press and hold the shutter, all you have to do is just very gently press the shutter, and then you wait for as long as you want to. What I typically do is I'll bust out my timer, my stopwatch, and I'll press start in conjunction with this. It'll never be exactly the same, but it'll be close enough. And when I get to 55 or 60 seconds or a minute or 2 minutes, whatever, then I will just very gently press the shutter again and the camera stops taking the picture. It's a mode that frankly I wasn't aware of until a couple of months ago, because I think it's almost impossible to truly understand and know every single function of your camera. No matter how much you study these things, you always will find something that you weren't aware of. And the whole purpose of these videos, these 50-50 tips and tricks, is just that. Half of the folks who watch this are probably already going to know that that function exists. I've been doing real estate photography for a long time. I didn't know what it did. Now I do. And boy, I'm glad I found it, because I can do a 60-second shot or a minute or a 2-minute long shot or 5 minutes or however long I want to go with now. I can do it with the time mode. So again, to get to that time mode, you just basically, it's one click beyond bulb. So as you're slowing your shutter down, 10, 20, you get to 30 seconds, and then bulb, one click past bulb is time. And again, you press the shutter button once to start the picture, you wait, you press the shutter button again to stop the picture. So there you go. That is the time mode on your Nikon cameras. Not sure if that function is available on other cameras, but I know it is available on all or most of the Nikon cameras that are out there. I'm Darren Miles with Darren Miles Photography, based here in beautiful, sunny Southwest Florida. If you like videos like this, go ahead and give me a like, or better yet, subscribe. And until the next time, happy shooting.